Yeah, and then Worlds happened for Pokemon. Oh, you you and me, you want to talk about the controversy?
Oh, yeah, we should.
Yeah.
It's so lame, so incredibly lame.
For Pokemon, they don't normally hack check Pokemon, but Worlds was in Japan this time. So they did. And they had a good amount of people get eliminated.
I think it's so unbelievably lame that they were eliminating people that were already winning games.
Dude, there was someone... okay, I felt super bad for this guy. I don't remember his name. Wolfie told me about him. He was 5-0 and makes a big deal about how he gets all of his Pokemon legitimate. The Cresselia on his team, he has been trading up since Generation 5, and he found out at this tournament that someone 10 years ago traded him a hacked Cresselia and he didn't know. How do you even test to see if a Pokemon was hacked? Asked Bobby. With hacks. Which is the most fucked solution. If you ask someone how to check if a Pokemon's legitimate, it's PK Hex. It feels like if that's the solution, this shouldn't be the problem, you know?
Yeah, I think it's the thing too where it's like it wasn't consistently done throughout the year. Why do it at Worlds? Why start enforcing it at the most important tournament? Well, a tournament that people have invested heavily to
also
go out for.
Paid thousands of dollars.
Yeah,
to get
exactly.
Out here.
It's like that is a huge investment to even go in the first place, and like. Honestly, if I were a competitor, I would not even feel good winning an event where
if I'm the Cresselia guy, I'm like giving up. Yeah, he quit competitive apparently. Oh, the Cresselia guy did quit, which is so valid. I stand with him. That's fucked. Here's my thing. Enamorus is a Trick Room sweeper, and you want it to have 0 speed IV and 0 attack IV. And to check for that, you have to play Legends Arceus. There's no way to check it in Legends Arceus, so you have to trade it to Pokemon Home. And then let's say you have a shitty Cresselia or a shitty Enamorus. Uh-oh, play Legends Arceus again.
Beat the game again.
It's not only does it take a lot of time, it's also very expensive if you want to start incorporating Pokemon like Landorus, Enamorus,
right,
Groudon, stuff like that.
Yeah.
To be honest, I only sympathize with those who didn't know that they had hacked Pokemon. Okay, like I understand that sentiment. Because obviously, everyone who had hacked Pokemon, they know it's against the rules. Like you're not going to surprise them by saying, oh, they know it's not allowed. But they're just upset that that's the state because it offers no competitive advantage.
Right. I think that's the thing. It's like you are just the person that spends 50 hours trying to get their team built is going to be worse than the person that just invested all of that time actually playing the game. Like, you're not getting any better at Pokemon by hatching eggs or
it just saves times, because I think the people are really missing the big picture. It's because to qualify for Worlds, it's not like you have one team for the full season. You know, you make a new team for every season, and it's so possible for you to make a team and then realize, oh, this Pokemon doesn't work, I need to add another one. And sometimes you come up with a whole new team altogether. Like, it's just not really, like, if other people are like grinding on Showdown and stuff like that, you kind of have to use third-party software to even test your team and then to make your team, and then you build it in Scarlet Violet. I think what everybody really needs is, let's not hack Pokemon. Let's just give us a battle client where we can just use rental teams. We can set the EV, IV. Like,
exactly.
That's what people want. Like, us hacking in Pokemon is an answer to a solution, or like an answer to a problem that we don't even like in the first place. Or 0 IV bottle cap. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, they just need to make it to, like, if you're gonna go and make it that easy already, like if you just have these items, just give us a way to generate a Pokemon.
Yeah, I think like everything. You and I are in the position, because I don't think Nuzlockers, I don't think there's any Nuzlocker who is not going to say we prefer the faster. We want rare candies, you know?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I think just make Showdown. Just make Showdown with models in game. And
I guarantee you there was nobody at Worlds that qualified by only playing exclusively on cart.
Yeah, I think we just, like, people use Showdown. Even the top competitors who don't stream Showdown, they play it, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of Pokemon creators only want to make Pokemon in it, especially if they're affiliated with Pokemon, like casters. Like, even talking like Wolf Air and stuff, like, everyone tests teams on Showdown.
Right.
And that's just how it goes.
There's just... like there's so many Pokemon in the game. If you just want to test some like niche pick, You don't want to have to go out of your way to go get that Pokemon, grind the Terra Shards to give it the right Terra type.
Yeah, the Terra Shards are crazy.
Yeah, the Terra Shards is ridiculous.
Let's entertain the other side of the logic. Let's say we only want you to use Pokemon in-game. We like no ginning. I think that's understandable because those are the rules, obviously. But I think having, like, you want 0 IV on certain Pokemon and not having any way to achieve that in-game is bad.
Yes.
I don't like I like Regulation a C the most because it was all Pokemon native to Scarlet Violet.
Right.
I think as soon as we start allowing, like, other Pokemon from other games, that's when I'm like, I don't even love that if we have such restricted tools for everything, because it's the same people who argue the logic of like, well, we don't want Smash Bros tournaments to have money because it shouldn't be a career. It's like, dude, if you're making a competitive Pokemon team, how the fuck do I have time with a 9-to-5 job?
Exactly, yeah. Like the way that they're setting it up, you either have to do all the stuff yourself, which is a huge time sink, and if you are going to even be able to afford to get to Japan, unless you are one of the elite that gets paid to go out there, you're probably not going to be able to go. Or B, you have to pay someone else, which is also an investment, and that leads to you getting scammed. You know, somebody could just hack in and be like, yeah, dude, these are totally legit.
Which that happened, you know, like I do feel bad for, because it's also like people say use the core mechanics of the game to make your team. And it's like, what about trading? Not that one.
Right. Please don't do trades because those could be hacked, which could lead to you being disqualified.
Like, of course, they couldn't then enforce, like, oh, if it's not your original trainer ID, then it's fair game, because then everyone just trades Pokemon from hacked saves, right? Kind of from what I talked to, like, a lot of top players, like at Worlds, was there are a few people who do everything legitimately, and that shocks me. But kind of what I heard from most was that some would have their Switch where they have everything on, and then they have a separate modded Switch, and they don't, like, gin Pokemon. They would trade legitimate Pokemon from their first Switch to the other one just to be extra safe, but they hacked all the material on the other one. So it's from, like, all of your feathers, I guess you don't really care about the ability or the nature stuff. But then they had, like, Terra Shards on there, because, like, that's undetectable.
Right. There's no way they're going to know that the Terra Shards were fake.
Yeah.
You didn't actually grind raids to get all those Terra Shards.
Yeah, so it felt like that was it, but that's still, again, like another $300 investment, right? Yeah, what if I hack my Pokemon to be shiny? Good for you, man. Yeah, I always wonder, like, how deep the hack checks go, but I guess it's like, what if I hack Legends Arceus to spawn Enamorus a million times, catch them all? Like, can they tell?
Right.
Like, I don't know how in depth they go, because I'm catching it in game, you know, and I'm catching it in the proper area. But, yeah, I don't know. But I feel like you're playing around it at that point.
I don't know exactly how it works, but I think there's like specific Pokemon that you aren't even feasible, like, with your trainer ID, and so if you have a Pokemon like that, then that's how it gets detected as being
obnoxious.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, yeah, that sucks. Japan's weird about modding.